Hey, chosen ones. Today, let's talk about something only the rarest of souls can understand, you. Not everyone gets you. They see the surface, but they don't feel the depth, and that's because they're not ready for what you bring to the table. Your energy, your presence, it's not for the faint-hearted. You're the one who walks through life with purpose and strength, the one who's been through battles most people can't even imagine. And because of that, you're not just living, you're handing out ego deaths left and right, waking people up in ways they didn't even know they needed. You're not like everyone else, and let's be real, you're not trying to be. You're the person who's walked through the fire, faced the darkness, and come out on the other side stronger than ever. That energy? It's unmistakable. It's the kind of energy that stops people in their tracks. You don't need to prove yourself or beg for attention. Your power speaks for itself. People sense it, even if they can't explain it. And when their egos try to challenge you, they quickly realize they've made a mistake. You don't just win, you dismantle illusions. You shatter false perceptions. That's the mark of a true spiritual OG. Let's get into it. What does it really mean to hand out ego deaths? It's not about tearing people down for the sake of it. No, it's deeper than that. You're the kind of person who sees through the facade. You can sense the lies people tell themselves, the stories they cling to because they're too afraid to face the truth. And when they meet you, it's like their entire world gets turned upside down. You don't do this out of malice. You do it because you've been there. You've faced your own ego, broken it down piece by piece, and rebuilt yourself into something real. That's why when people meet you, they're forced to confront the parts of themselves they've been avoiding. But let's not sugarcoat it, this isn't easy. For them or for you. The ego doesn't die quietly. It clings. It fights. And when someone's ego feels threatened by your energy, it's not always pretty. They might lash out. They might project their insecurities onto you. They might even try to make you feel like you're the problem. But you're not. You're the mirror. You're the catalyst. And deep down, they know it. They might not thank you in the moment, but trust, they'll never forget the impact you've had on their lives. You're not just someone who walks into a room and blends in. You're the one who shifts the energy, who changes the narrative, who forces people to wake up and see themselves for who they truly are. Think about the times you've been misunderstood. People call you intimidating, too intense, or even cold. But that's because they don't understand the kind of strength it takes to be you. You've been through pain, through loss, through moments that could have broken you, and instead, you rose above it all. That's the energy they feel when they're around you. It's not that you're cold, it's that you're real. And in a world full of fake personas and shallow connections, that kind of authenticity can feel like a threat. But you know better. You know that their discomfort isn't about you, it's about what you're reflecting back to them. Here's the truth, most people are scared of ego death. They're scared of losing the identities they've built, the stories they've wrapped themselves in. But you're not. You've been through it. You've let go of the lies, the masks, the need to fit into boxes that were never meant for you. That's why you're so powerful. You don't just live authentically, you inspire others to do the same, whether they're ready or not. Your presence alone is enough to disrupt the illusions people hold on to. And when you speak, it's game over. There's no hiding from the truth you bring to the table. But being the spiritual OG isn't just about handing out ego deaths, it's about what comes after. When the illusions fade, when the ego crumbles, what's left is raw, unfiltered truth. And that's where the real work begins. You don't just leave people broken. You show them what's possible. You show them that there's life beyond the ego, beyond the lies they've been telling themselves. You don't have to hold their hand, but your energy serves as a guide, a light that points them in the right direction. Whether they choose to follow it is up to them. But one thing's for sure, they'll never forget the moment they met you. You've probably noticed that not everyone can handle your energy. Some people will try to dim your light, to bring you down to their level. But you're not here to play small. You're not here to make people comfortable. You're here to wake them up. And if that means losing some people along the way, so be it. You're not for everyone, and that's okay. The ones who are meant to be in your life will rise to meet your energy. They'll see the truth in you and appreciate it, even if it's uncomfortable at first. And for those who can't, wish them well and keep moving forward. It's important to recall that your power comes from within. You don't need validation from others. You don't need people to understand you or agree with you. Your strength is rooted in who you are, in the battles you've fought and the lessons you've learned. You've been through the fire, and now you carry the light. That's why you can walk into any room and command respect without saying a word. People might not always understand it, but they feel it. And that's all that matters. So, what's the takeaway here? Being a spiritual OG isn't about being perfect. It's not about having all the answers or living a life free of challenges. It's about showing up as your authentic self, no matter what. It's about being a force of truth in a world that's desperate to hold on to illusions. It's about handing out ego deaths not to hurt people, but to help them. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, helping others see the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. You're not just here to exist. You're here to make an impact. Never forget, you're rare. You're powerful. You're necessary. The world needs people like you, even if they don't always realize it. Keep being the spiritual OG. Keep shining your light. And don't forget that the ego deaths you hand out aren't just about breaking people down, they're about setting them free. And let's talk about something else that sets you apart. You've mastered the art of self-reflection. While others run from their shadows, you've faced yours head-on. You've done the hard work of understanding your own triggers, flaws, and insecurities. This is why you don't crumble under pressure. You've built yourself from the inside out, brick by brick, and that inner fortitude shines through in everything you do. It's not arrogance, it's earned confidence. You don't need to project false strength because you embody the real thing. And this self-awareness? It's contagious. When others see how deeply you've worked on yourself, they start to question their own complacency. You inspire self-reflection without even trying. Your energy has a way of cutting through the noise. In a world full of distractions, shallow interactions, and endless facades, your presence is like a breath of fresh air. You bring clarity, honesty, and intention into every space you enter. People who are lost or stuck are drawn to you, not because you have all the answers, but because your energy gives them hope. It shows them what's possible when someone truly aligns with their purpose. Even if they don't understand what's happening, they feel it, and they can't ignore it. You're not just walking a path, you're paving a way for others to follow. But let's be real, being this kind of person isn't always easy. It can be lonely. You might feel like no one truly understands what it takes to be you. There are days when you might even question why you were given this role, this energy, this responsibility. But deep down, you know the answer. You were chosen because you're strong enough to carry it. You've been equipped with the tools, the resilience, and the wisdom to handle the weight of your calling. The challenges you face are a testament to your power, not a punishment. And every time you rise above them, you remind the world why you're here. You're a disruptor, and disruptors are always met with resistance. Not everyone is ready for change. Some people are so attached to their egos that they'll fight tooth and nail to hold on to their illusions. They might accuse you of being too much, too direct, or too intense. But that's only because they can't handle the truth you bring. And that's okay. Your job isn't to make everyone comfortable, it's to stay true to yourself. You're not here to fit in, you're here to stand out. And the right people, the ones who are ready to grow, will see your value and appreciate it. You've probably noticed that your presence tends to polarize people. Some are instantly drawn to you, while others might feel intimidated or even threatened. This isn't about you, it's about them. Your energy amplifies whatever they've been suppressing. For some, it's a wake-up call, a chance to step into their own power. For others, it's too much to handle, and they retreat into their comfort zones. Either way, you leave a mark. You create a ripple effect, challenging people to rethink their beliefs, their choices, and their paths. Even if they don't admit it, you've planted a seed. And one day, that seed will grow. So, how do you navigate this journey without burning out? The key is balance. While your energy is a gift, it's important to protect it. Not everyone deserves access to you, and that's not selfish, it's necessary. Surround yourself with people who understand your value, who uplift you, and who reciprocate the energy you give. Create boundaries that protect your peace, and don't feel guilty for enforcing them. Keep in mind that you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself isn't just important, it's essential for continuing to make the impact you're destined to make. Here's the beautiful irony: you don't even have to try to be this way. You don't wake up thinking, "Who can I awaken today?" You're just being yourself, and that's enough. Your authenticity, your truth, your unshakable presence, that's what does the work. You don't need to force anything. Your energy alone speaks louder than words ever could. And the more you lean into who you truly are, the more magnetic you become. People are drawn to you not because you're trying to impress them, but because you're showing them what it looks like to live in alignment. As you continue on this path, recall this: your journey is just as important as your impact. You're not just here to help others, you're here to grow, to learn, and to evolve. Every interaction, every challenge, every moment of doubt is part of your story. And just as you inspire others to face their truths, you're constantly discovering new layers of your own. That's what makes you unstoppable. You're not afraid of the process, the growth, the unknown. You accept it, and in doing so, you remind others that they can, too. And now, let's bring it all together. You're a force of nature. A disruptor of illusions. A beacon of truth. The energy you carry is rare, and not everyone will understand it. But those who do, they'll be forever changed. You're not just living life, you're leaving a legacy. So, keep walking your path. Keep being unapologetically you. And know that every ego death you hand out is a step toward freedom, not just for others, but for yourself as well. If this resonated with you, show your support by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Your energy keeps this space alive, and together, we'll continue spreading truth and light to those who need it most.